So okay. So like in this focus group, I would like you guys to discuss, like about this topic of online betting and things like that. And yeah, like just online betting. You guys had previous experience with betting or betting online or?
I play poker occasionally.
You play
It's
poker
part of
occasionally?
gambling. It's betting all the time. So yeah.
I've had like one experience. I'm actually not a frequent better. I usually don't gamble basically. But back when I was doing my bachelor in UK, I actually went on to Ladbrokes, and it's just for that one occasion that I actually betted online. So and I won, of course. The payoff was pretty well. It was for Manchester versus Newcastle. It was the betting was on the number of goals. And I think it's like above 8 goals. The payoff was like 1:20 something or something like that. So I put in £50 and I got back about like 3,000 plus. So it's pretty good. And I stopped ever since.
Oh, so that was just a one-time
one
thing,
off. Yeah,
and that's
it.
it.
Was a pretty one-off. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking because I'm afraid of losing. So it's like
You should have added more. You
Yeah,
already had risks anyway.
I sort of regretted because it was like after betting you realize that you can win so much. You should have put in like what £1,000 and then you probably win what, and your entire school fees has been paid for.
Yeah.
Regrets comes in the end anyway.
Yeah.
I've never betted online or offline.
Or offline.
Yeah.
But like, if you had the chance, what kind of sports would you like?
Probably just the sports that I follow, like tennis.
Tennis.
Like bet on tennis, yeah.
Because like you have the knowledge of the, like you know the game, you understand the game.
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, I play tennis, and so I guess I can relate to that the most.
But
Or
like,
maybe cricket, possibly cricket.
other games, like not sports, but poker, blackjack.
I never played. Oh well, yeah. I think I played poker once or twice. But yeah, I'm just not really into these kind of.
Not really into it, yeah?
Yeah.
It's addictive.
It's addictive.
Yes. Once you won playing poker, you will play again. Whether you're losing, you still play on.
What makes you like addicted to this kind of cycle?
It's just like testing your luck most of the time about poker, but it's all about strategy sometimes. I mean, like you can win without no cards. It's just a matter of techniques. So you can bluff. I mean, like, for
Bluffing.
example, you can calculate the probability of the cards. Actually, there's a chance of flush. For example, chance of flush. You don't have the flush, but people's backing off. They keep saying check to check the other players, so they are not having flush. So I can raise the bet to show them actually I was having a plus, but I'm not. And people backing off, I won the pot.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's techniques, not merely about luck. So that's why it gets addictive.
Do you, Aaron, bet online?
I was trying. I was about to during this. What do they call this one? The World Cup.
Oh, World Cup?
I was trying because my friend taught me how to bet, but not online. Alright? She actually brought me to the tab.
App?
Oh.
But when I was looking at the net, and I was about to, well, I did register, so because I don't want to go out and bet. But when they asked me for my credit card, that makes me say, maybe not. I just stopped because they are asking for my credit card, my debit card, and I just don't think it's that safe. Plus,
Security.
yes, that's what I'm afraid of.
It's like the recent outbreak for the Apple, right? When they had the
Yeah.
iCloud somehow hacked.
Oh yeah, I heard about it as well. So it's quite dangerous if you put your credit card online or either your debit card, because they might hack your card, your details as well.
Yeah.
And soon enough you have no money in it.
So you play live poker, like
Live poker,
have you tried online poker?
not yet.
You don't.
I don't. It's not cool, man. Like the thing about poker is actually you can see and you can learn your opponent's
Oh, so you
Face.
using facial reaction.
Facial reaction.
They have gestures every
Yeah.
time they have cards. That's the thing that you should learn, and you can't observe that in online, and that sucks. Exactly.
So when you're playing poker, it's like
Like
playing
people
with just
sometimes
the computer or some other people as well.
some other people is playing live with money
Alright.
in casino thing.
Yeah, I've been to casino.
Like people get like, for example, if they have a pair from the beginning, they're like raising the eyebrows a bit. Oh, he got something. At least he has high cards.
That's
You learn
saying.
that by playing games. The more games you play with the same people,
So it's
you
body
more-
language.
I think the joy that he got from betting, right, or gambling, is that he enjoyed the process of gambling.
Indeed.
But there are people who bet online, they enjoy the rewards that they get from betting online. So I think it's a different kind of satisfaction
yeah.
that you get. This
Could
one
be.
is more like the whole idea of the whole gaming itself.
Indeed.
But what if
It's
like
correct.
if you could combine like let's say the pleasure of betting with friends and but just move it like online, so you actually
It's like as in using a video, so you can see people's faces and stuff.
Like
no, I mean
Skype.
like this project was betting on cricket and sports,
Okay,
but
yeah.
like you could bet among friends, and just for fun, like bet for among friends,
So basically, like form a group on that website.
Yeah,
And then you invite your friends, and then you can just have your own little
yeah,
betting group.
I know. If it's for fun,
Alright, okay. Well, from my point of view, I think all about betting is all about luck.
Oh, about
But
luck.
the difference is actually the degree of luck and the degree of how you can influence that luck. With poker, you still can play with strategy, but luck is also at hand. But in online betting, something like that, nothing to lose. Just bet, especially about sports like World Cup or cricket. I don't know about cricket rules or tennis. You just bet because you want to win.
I
Nothing
think
to
it's you can actually sort of compare that with like Facebook invites, right, for games or stuff. So sometimes even if you're talking about online game, getting your friends to go online to bet with you, if it's true online, it's kind of difficult, right? Because you can send invitation, but they just reject it,
Yep.
so it wouldn't happen. Whereas for face to face, the person is physically there, and there's no commitment because he can just look and enjoy what's going on, and he can just watch. But and he can, if he wants to play, he can just do it. But for the online thing, it's more like there's a commitment. Like what you say, you probably need to review your credit cards, and which friend is going to sort of come in and start revealing credit card and just participate in this game. Yeah. So there isn't a very strong motivation or compelling reason for you to go online to bet online. Whereas in a private arena, it's more closed door and it's more private and nobody needs to know, and you can just do it with your close friends and all stuff.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But how about you? Like when you did with this Ladbrokes, did you put your credit card inside there? Or?
For Ladbrokes, how we do it is that because we have a debit card as well.
Yeah.
So basically, we pay one off
One-off?
into a so-called bank, which is with Ladbrokes, and you use that account to actually start paying. So it's not so much of revealing your credit cards on a so-called like every time it will just top up. It's more like a one-off thing, like almost like PayPal one-off. They pay into the account.
Oh, it's like a debit card, a limited amount of money.
It's like
So how much you put in?
during that time. It's like it was a debit card for me because I don't have a credit card when I was a student. So so it was just a one-off thing. So if it's credit card, you can pay by credit card, but it will pay into this account, your own personal account. But again, this account is susceptible to like theft and all stuff because somebody could actually use your password or hack into your password and transfer the money to their account or stuff. It's possible.
I think I've heard of Ladbrokes.
Yeah,
It's
in UK.
Yeah,
It's really
I've seen ads
popular.
for it. Yeah, like the British.
It's back in like it's more than 10 years ago. This online betting is pretty like a hype back then.
If you were to try online betting, would you like prefer websites which offer you like many ranges of odds? Like they have who's the man of the match, who's the first shot, who made the first goal, or you rather just win lose and that's it.
It depends on the payoff actually. So it's like a win-lose would be the payoff would be it's like there's a 50-50, right? So that would actually makes the payoff really small, which means that you probably bet on $1, you get back like $1.20.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about those really very rare events, that's the one whereby it will pay off a lot, which is what I did because I bet on like more than 8 goals in a game, and because Manchester United versus Newcastle is like they're both pretty strong, and so to hit a total goals of 8 goals in a game is pretty rare, and I sort of did that because I deliberately want to see if that will happen, and it did happen. So I was just really lucky. So it's
Very
really
lucky.
that was really based on luck, no strategy at all, just really a gut feel. Yeah.
But I think, yeah, what you were saying, I think it's better. I mean, I would prefer to have a range of things.
Rangers thing, right?
For example, how many runs will this team score by
Yeah.
this over? For example, even the man of the match thing you mentioned. So they give now a 1 in 22 chance of getting it, as opposed to who's going to win, who's going to lose.
Well, I'm a very risk-adverse person when it comes to gambling, so I probably won't. Aside from that, I don't want to lose my money because there's a chance of me getting lost anyhow. So I might as well save it or do something. But if I do trust somebody, like is very good or like a genius over that sport, and would tell me exactly what would happen or predict
Yeah.
something which is possibly true, I'd probably give it a chance. But not really. Well, here I know myself very well. I'm not addicted to anything, so I probably would just give it one try and twice, but not more than that, and I'll be okay.
Well, see, I think like going back to your question, if you had a range of
Bets.
yeah, you could cater for people like yourself who are risk averse, and you could cater to.
Giving me more options, the more I lose interest. Because how would I know? I mean, here, like the World Cup.
Yeah.
There's so many options, to be honest. If my friend didn't tell me that you need to press this for you to be able to check whether you're winning or not, I would probably not. Because seeing those many options make me feel more scary.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. The more I'm losing my money for it.
But like if the layout was clear, like if there was one betting option, like who will win? There's two people you can choose. Who will win?
Probably
And
I
then
would do
there's-
that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's maybe layout. Like just have the simple bets and then
Yeah.
the more complicated ones. I think it's just
There
about-
are like really
Design.
pretty complicated ones, like the number of corners, whether it will rain that day, in terms of whether you can bet as well during the match. So people can come up with a lot of creative ideas just for a match to happen, to occur.
I think there's no harm in having more options. Yeah. I mean that's me personally.
But it has to be pretty up forward, right? Like,
It's gonna be straightforward, easy to
If you
use.
wouldn't I wouldn't have many things to look and understand what are this and something like that.
Yeah.
How about like when if you go to casinos, there's like certain tables where you're only allowed to deal 20 coins, 50 coins. You're not allowed to deal with 10 coins. So it has a higher betting range.
Buy-ins.
Yeah,
Higher
yeah,
buy-ins,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Buy-ins
They
and
have.
higher buy-ins.
They have.
Would that be like interesting for you? So it's like it's more risky. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And you can only play with a certain group of people who dare to put in money like that. They always have this in casinos. Do you think this is?
Yes, they have.
Does that exist also on like an online?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know that, but how
Yeah.
do you feel about it?
Online doesn't have a. Online, basically, you're not competing with anybody; it's just yourself,
Just yourself,
and,
yeah.
and versus the game, whether it will happen. But as we know, that a lot of those games, those matches can be fixed, right? Like whether you're talking about soccer or even cricket, it's like sometimes it has to do with political, because they wanted this team to win for some reason, and or they want to, it can be fixed. So there is really. So there's a fair chance of like a bit of luck as well. Sometimes you may know that you have good information on whether this team will win, but because of the political thing and all stuff going behind the scene that you are not aware of, the opposite might happen and you'll lose because you thought that this is going to be. It's same for like horses as well, horse racing and stuff.
So I think there's a thrill when you're really doing it actually rather than online.
The thrill.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Is that something you consider? Like if you're playing blackjack and you're going to bet on a sport, are you worrying about the fact that a sport could be fixed? I guess cheating could happen in a sporting context more easily than in a blackjack. Is that something
Yeah.
you worry about? Like as in when you're going to decide where you're going to put your money?
Well, yeah, somehow. For me.
Okay.
I mean, like, okay, for example, like the example of World Cup, for example. I mean, like, do you remember the match between Germany and Brazil? The people favor Brazil as the house, and they have good teams as well. And there's one guy who bet 7-1. Germany won 7-1, and somehow among the scorelines, Semi Khedira scored. The guy in Germany that actually very unlikely to score regarding to his position. He's not a striker, he's a defensive midfielder. And he did score. And this guy only bet like $20. And he won 48,000 something.
Yeah.
Because he bet against all odds.
Yeah.
People bet for Brazil to win, or at least if Germany wins by small gap,
margin,
like
right?
2-1 or 3-2. No one will have the predictability to Germany will win 7-1 in Brazilian soil. Yeah, that's the tricky part of gambling, online gambling, especially about sports. Too many unpredictable factors.
Do you have like more knowledge towards it before you bet on it, so you'll be more sure of your final answer, whatever?
Yeah, like what you did, I mean, like what you explained earlier, that actually you have the confidence that these players is very genius players and somehow it will help one team to win. You have that. Brazilian have good team, but they still lost 7-1 in their homes, in their home.
But prior to that, there's a constraint. Neymar, their top-notch player, has accident, so he's not going to play in the next 3-4 games, which makes Brazil weaker. So I think that's one of the factors that why will I not bet on Brazil that time?
Okay.
So you could have at least look at the outside factors, right?
All right.
But that's sports betting.
Indeed,
right?
indeed. But the more you study, for example, in the previous World Cup, there are no chance the European team will win against either Brazil or Argentina.
So the Southern Americans are really the powerful teams to beat, hard to beat
It's
somehow.
probably different atmosphere. You play sport with different atmosphere,
Okay.
with different weather.
Uh-huh.
It affect your agility, something like that. I mean, like the more you study about soccer and the thing that actually might influence
All
the
right.
match,
Could
might
be.
happen. Yeah, something like that.
If you like do betting online, like let's say tennis, football, are you more like a fan person, or are you like more like, oh, I just want to win, man, you know? Or are you like, oh, I'm an MU fan, I will bet for MU, that's it.
For me, if I was betting in tennis, it'd probably be to enhance the enjoyment of the game. For example, when I watch cricket, if I knew money was riding on it, for me it'll make the game more enjoyable to watch. Because there's something I've got something to lose.
You're gonna stay on it.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, I might not bet a lot of money, but it's more just if I put even a bit of money, even if it's $20 or something, I think I'll enjoy the game more.
But you're more likely to bet on the team that you support, right?
Yeah, well, exactly. It wouldn't be like a very calculated decision. It wouldn't be like, oh, I think Federer's injured, I really like him, so I'm not going to bet on him, but because he's injured or something. It'll just be like, whatever player I like, I'll just bet. Yeah.
So I think it's all the different motivations that we have in betting. So for me, that time was just like I wanted to test something like against all odds that it's not going to happen, and I want to prove that there are some chance or some probability that rare events will happen. So I betted on this whole impossible scenario. So and I don't watch soccer, so I'm not a soccer fan. So I don't know much about the teams and all stuff. So it was purely on like information that I got from my friends, like, oh, this is not going to happen, blah blah blah. And I sort of did the opposite of it, and then I won.
Let's say in your position right there, so you won how many? $3,000?
£3,600.
Yeah. And then a pop-up came up and told you that, hey, if you place another bet, if you lose, I would not deduct your account. So you could place a free thing, a free thing. Would you like try again, or that's it, you stop?
I think most people, even like when they after winning, normal people, they will tend to bet again because they think that they are on on fire
On a
and
winning
they're
strike.
on a winning strike, and they will sort of like carry on the game. But I was kind of rare. It's because I wanted to do it just once and for all to experience the whole online thing, and so I have a purpose as well, which is why I say that the motivation differ from different gamblers. So I was purely not a gambler, but I did it because I wanted to experience the whole online betting, and I wanted to do and yes, you're right about the winning streak, because the night before I was actually playing roulette, and then I won as well, because you have for roulette, I think how many numbers do you have it on roulette? Is it 60 or 61?
I don't know, but it's a lot.
Yeah,
Something like
so I placed exactly on my birthday number, which is 29, and I won. And I was telling myself that, okay, if I win, the next day I might win again, because the winning streak and all stuff. So I did the same thing and so it was purely based on that I sort of did a projection. And it has nothing got to do with like that I've got insights and all stuff. So it's really purely of just trying to prove a point, and I won twice in a row. So it's like day one and day two.
completely agree with him. I mean, like, if you win, if you're in a winning streak, especially in poker, we'll continue playing. Especially if I can buy it freely, I will gladly play.
You would gladly play, eh?
For sure.
Who wouldn't?
So what's an incentive for you? Like if you had to sign up with a website, like what is an incentive for you?
Like they give me free chips first.
So free chips first.
Yeah, so you can have a trial without losing money. But then again, if you win, they're gonna give that money to you. At least I get to have the feel of how it plays like.
What if they match your money? Let's say you deposit 500, they will match your money 500, so you have 1,000 inside. Something like that, you know. So they match whatever you put in. They match your money.
I think
What do you mean?
like
Isn't that just free money? Like
Yeah, free money.
more to bet with.
Yeah, more than
What to bet with?
So if you
Probably
put in
would still.
500, you get 1,000 total.
Oh, okay.
for me,
Can I just cash in after I? No? Not possible.
yeah,
Like,
you
get
just
the
put the
bet.
conditions behind it.
Yeah.
That's a smart move.
What if I
right?
have
500, 1,000 cash in.
No, not that. Like 500, then match it by another 500. Then you bet them. Then you won 2,000. Also yours.
Yeah.
Like, as in, do you
Yeah.
have to bet
Oh yeah.
the whole 1,000? Like before you can get
Depending
any
on the
payout?
conditions, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you had a condition like you have to place maybe 3-4 bets or something like that.
No, but then like, what if you don't even use like you just use that 500 that they allotted you, and then you just walk away?
I wouldn't know though. I wouldn't know.
Okay, so I'm assuming you'd have to bet
Yeah.
everything, or
I think so.
Even for just one
I
time.
think you have to bet everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like, why would them give you
free money.
free 500?
Yeah.
If you can directly cash in. Is there
I think
any
the
website that
incentives
actually
would be
can
different.
right,
like,
to cash in? I will visit that
I'll
website.
create me another account.
maybe like just even advice
Smart
or
cookies.
just information or something about, because I don't know much about betting. If there was, if they were providing a service where they give you additional information about the game and stuff,
Like industry news, you mean?
yeah, like so stuff that would make it a bit more easy for me to just get an idea of what was going on. Like, see, if I was betting on soccer, I have no idea, right? So if they just gave, summarize something, you know what I mean? Like just some information, not telling you bet on this or bet on that, but just giving you something to work on, so you're not going in completely blind.
So stats type of thing.
Yeah, something
Yep.
like that. Yeah.
But actually, that is pretty common even back like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like the free chips and all stuff. It has been practiced quite for a long time. So unless it's something very unique that they can come up like with things that would entice you to sign on the online betting. Because whatever you just mentioned, which is like the free chips and a 1-for-1, that kind of stuff, it has been used since then actually. It's still quite a common.
So it's been ongoing. They're like giving free chips if you do join and match your money against it.
It's true. It's true.
That's for poker only, as in for him.
The
His
poker
kind of
game.
game, yeah. But for soccer, it's a different. For betting on games, it's a different thing.
Maybe they have different statistics. They know that this investor wouldn't win if they gave away free chips.
But
right?
the difference between like those live games, live matches versus like on poker, the only things that I don't really trust is the algorithms of the how they calculate what are
chances.
the odds, like when you're gonna get an ace and all stuff, when you're gonna win. I feel that it's all fixed. Like
Yeah, I
they could
agree.
fix it using a IT
It could be
technology.
manipulated, right?
Yeah, so maybe you win 2 times, you lose all for the rest of the game.
They just make you feel that you're
Like you're
winning in the
winning.
first 3 bets.
Yeah.
Then continuously upon you staying longer,
Yeah.
the more you're deeper and you cannot get away from it. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're in a
There's
black hole.
actually one quote from poker: "From something to nothing." If you stay
Yeah.
longer, not from nothing to something, from something
So,
to
and
nothing.
another thing is that even when it comes to online betting, it's like they say that in order to there's this so-called gambler style of doing this. Like every time you have to double your losses by betting on the double amount of the money that you lost each time if you're losing. So there are some people who go into this strategy and some lose like really big time and some win like a lot. So, but if you don't have enough reserve, most likely people will shy away from the first 2 losses and they'll just, I'm going to pull out from the game. So it's all psychological, aspect and all stuff that comes into play.
would you like them to like email you? You know, like, hey, you've been away for 2 weeks. Please come in again. You know?
I think it's really irritating actually.
Yeah, this is spam mail for me.
yeah.
To me, it depends on
Well,
how
automatically.
frequent.
How frequent?
How frequent it was. It was coming every day.
Yeah.
But if it came like, you know, a month, like if you hadn't gone on for a month and they emailed you,
yeah.
it really depends. Like,
Because
if-
like online games now do that.
They,
you know?
yeah, they do. They say,
They-
hey, you haven't been looking after your
And-
plantation.
Yeah, even Facebook does that. Facebook does that. Right?
Yeah.
So do you send you a reminder
Yes.
that you haven't been
Reminder,
online
yeah.
for such a...
It's like you have if you have a fan page, for example, you're managing a fan page to say that, oh, this particular post is doing a lot of activities, good, keep up the good work. Oh, you haven't been posting for the last 3 days, that kind of stuff. They do that as well.
Annoying.
Yeah, it's very annoying. Sometimes you just don't want them to to disturb you. It's like your parents, right, telling you, hey,
They come back. So come back, please.
go back to your room and stop betting.
Oh, that would be nice, man. That would be nice. Would you like to have like a loyalty program? You know what I mean? Like a frequent flyer thing?
Oh,
Like
You know
based
what
on like how often you bet.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I would like to have
The
something
more
like
you
that.
bet, you get points, and then you can use this for, I don't know, something else.
Or you get like the
And the more you play, the more buy-ins you can have.
Yeah.
Free buy-ins you can have. I would like to. If they
Do
would.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Casinos have
definitely.
been doing that.
But sadly, the
right?
casinos doesn't work that way. So
Yeah. What about having like a profile for you? You know, so you could like see, let's say, in 1 year, this is your range. You know,
no.
this is your range.
So-
But like
Certainly.
online betting sites don't already have something like that. You can't.
I don't know about online betting. I'm just picturing what he said in
Yeah.
Poker Live.
Mm.
It's no way.
No, only you can see it. Nobody else.
Only
you
me
can
can
see
see
it.
it.
But what about those ranking, like international ranking? Like, let's say he's been winning like really a lot of times. So it's like on the top of the world, Vishnu is number one. He always he keeps winning, and he started off really small, and he is like a success story. It shows that he started with just $50, but now he's like with few $1 million in his bank account and stuff.
It's quite cool actually. You know, like
Yeah,
so.
yeah. If
That
it's
only happens
private,
for games.
fine.
Yeah, because if it was public, then I think
No.
like
People
when
will
you're
just-
playing, people can based on like information. Yeah, they
Yeah.
can.
Exactly.
And you get like robbed and all that stuff, right? And target for that kind of stuff because it's money, right?
Yeah.
It really means that you're rich, but it's not. It's opposed to like online games, whereby if you're the champion, people just say, "Wow, this guy is really cool," but because there's no money involved. But this one is like he's the winner. He's like the number one like blackjack winner in the world.
I wonder, have you heard of this counting game? Like people who plays poker, who's very good in mathematics, can actually calculate their winning chances or not. Is it the same thing or the same thrill or the same experience when you do it online? I wonder.
No, because I don't trust the computer technology.
They'll just fool you, right?
Yeah, it's like if you go to the Star at the casino, you should visit. You're gonna look for those guys. So like from China, they're actually doing calculations.
So they do have
and they
something.
actually yes they do. They actually calculate with the
Exactly.
and they just bet
Exactly.
and they win. You just follow them around.
I
So
played
you
with
can
them.
win when you follow them.
Well, then
the
Maybe
funny
let's go
thing-
there one time and let's follow them.
Funny thing about these guys, actually, there were 3 cards in the table. 3 cards. And they start calculating, right? And the next card open, it sucks. It's not according to the calculation, so
They erase it again.
they calculate again. So it's actually quite pain in the ass, actually, waiting
Yeah.
for them to call, to check, or to fold.
Don't
Yeah.
they like so? The people at the casino have no problem with this.
no.
No,
There is in Las
it's okay
Vegas.
for you. It's okay for you to calculate.
Yeah.
But it's not okay for you to take pictures.
Yeah.
But in Las Vegas, they've been actually having this crime and counting, and once they notice that you've been really good in poker, they're just gonna pick you up and investigate you.
Yeah. See, so how come that happens in poker, but it doesn't happen with these other games?
It happens in mine is happening in all those like placing roulette. They're very pretty good at that. So I think it will be quite fun to actually just visit and observe they're usually from China. I don't know why. They're really good at mental calculation. They just scribble and they just
Because
place
they have Macau.
yeah, they're in Macau.
They practice there. You know?
The training ground.
Training ground.
Yeah.
Use a boy. Use a boy.
and they really they kept winning. I don't know why. So that guy was like really good.
Because they're like machine.
Yeah, they're like machine.
They're like machine. They will bet on, they will raise or call if they have the chance of winning.
But they lose as well. It's just that it's very rare for them to lose.
But I don't get it. So why is counting in poker not allowed, but this is allowed?
I don't know about poker because the guy that did that.
Maybe
is
there's a
not-
different rule.
I think that's blackjack actually, if you count. That's blackjack,
Blackjack?
if you count.
You can also calculate probability with poker as well.
Well,
Probably
Yeah.
not in that detail.
Because you just need to know the number 1 over how many and that kind of stuff at least. And they can do it mentally. That's the problem. And not a problem for them.
good for them.
Yeah, good for
Fair
them. They
role
can
for
do it
them.
mentally. That's like pretty amazing.
Maybe they've been practicing all their lives.
Yeah, it's like since they're born, right, starting to count the rice that they
They
eat.
were raised to do that. This is how to get rich.
A simple probability calculation. You have two aces.
Two aces,
Two
yeah.
aces. From the beginning, you have a pair of aces. It's awesome. And then the first 3 cards open. No aces. And then the 4th card is aces.
And when you have
It's
ace,
actually
you want to split.
3 aces is already, you know, 3 aces. 2 is on you, 1 on the table. If there's actually someone else having 1 ace, he only got a pair. I get 3 of a kind.
Yeah.
I want something like that. That simple calculations is that.
But
It's
those are
too
basic
easy.
ones, right?
Yeah, that's very easy.
But gambling is pretty fun actually. It's a math actually.
Well, what I
Yeah.
know is that whoever birthday it is,
You want to have a cut? Just don't overwrite your original and you'll be like, oh man.
Hey, what if I give you like incentive to bring friends to my website? Like if I told you that if you could invite this many friends, you'll get that bonus. Would that be something
That's
for you?
just like a normal referral, and it's pretty.
Yeah, referral.
I think a lot of those marketing gimmicky stuff, right? It has been overused to the point that you feel sick about it. So
it's not something special anymore.
yeah, it's like you have to come up with something innovative enough that will get people to want to go to the website. But because of all these tricks being used, like by all the website, it becomes like, oh no, not another one. It doesn't really entice you anymore. It doesn't really, make you interested. So it has to be something really compelling for you to sort of be attracted to.
Because I feel like this stuff isn't very personalized. Like it's just, you're sending out a bunch of emails to every single person using your service and saying bring friends. I feel like if you somehow were able to personalize it, the offers that you were giving to people were dependent on how they've been using the site or how long they've been using the site, how often they use the site. Yeah. I think that is more meaningful to people because they feel like that they're actually getting something out of using it, as opposed to I got this offer and I've used the site once this past year. You've used it every day, and we're both getting the same offers. Like it seems silly, or not silly, but unfair.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
So the whole business, the whole marketing strategy is kind of different from even like online games, whereby they sort of entice you to play, and to a certain stage, because you want to advance further, you have to top up with credits and all that stuff. So it's different from online betting, because online betting is like you can't have the same technique because every time you lose, you feel a lot of pain. So parting with the money is something that is like a very personal thing. So some of us are willing to part with the money because we have a lot of money. Some of us it's really our saving. Some of us are just doing it for fun because we are setting aside $50 just to play, kind of stuff. So I think
I used to play it on. Sorry.
Sorry. What I think, I've been going to casino with my mom and my grandmother because I'm always their driver, right? So sometimes, the worst would be like, I go to we leave Manila 8 in the evening on a Sunday, going to Macau. The next day, before 6 in the evening, we're going back home.
wow.
So we're there for 20 hours or so. And I was with my grandmother and my mom, they're just playing around. Honestly, since I don't have much money, I'll just watch them over.
Yeah.
But what I think is that more older people who are playing at casinos have pensions. So that's the only thing that they're enjoying, and that's their way of having some fun.
Yeah.
So if you teach these people how to use computer, and they do have money, to be honest, because it's pension anyway, right? They're not working hard for it. They'll play it, I'm sure.
How do you target old people to use the internet?
Do you feel that it has to do with
I
the
guess
ambience?
it comes out the ease of use.
Ambience could be.
Do you feel that that the whole betting thing is because online betting is very impersonal. It's really just a computer and you.
Yeah.
And the old folks when they go to like online for cruise and go for casino, right? They sort of gather a group of people, their friends, and they visit all their families. So they enjoy the whole process of gambling as well as spending time with the family. So it's like, do you feel that that's the way, or do you think that they're there solely for gambling?
No. They just wanted to have fun. They just want to
right?
have people to be with them.
Yeah. So it's really the
The
people
companionship,
factor.
most likely.
Yeah, companionship, right?
Rather than just enjoying it by themselves, because they don't need the money anymore.
So which is why online game doesn't deliver the kind of satisfaction as opposed to betting. If I'm going to a casino with them, I'll be like, oh yeah, so exciting. We can have drinks, we can do a lot of things. But online betting takes away all the fun in betting.
Exactly. There's no personal touch.
Yeah.
How would you personalize that? Like how would you?
Personalized online.
Yeah, how would you do that? If you wanted to try to engage this kind of behavior, how would you do that?
That's I guess different per target market.
Yeah.
That would matter depending on what the customer would be needing, depending on what could cater them. Like old people wanted to have company. I think it's very hard to penetrate. Younger ones, they want to have more money. Maybe you can get their attentions. The yuppies, the young working people who have money and play on them.
I think when you sort of segment the market, right, it will be split into groups of people who are like, people who are more of the IT, they prefer online kind of stuff. But when you segment that market and say that, oh, these are the group of people that we're going to target because they're the online users. So, but within this group, to pick up gamblers is really hard as well. That means your market is even smaller. So it's almost like a very small market, right? Because most of the gamblers, they're not really online people. They may not be online users. So it is itself a kind of a niche market because it's almost like having two conditions before it will fit into this particular segment you're talking about.
How about trust issues? Like, how do you know you could trust an online site? How do you know you could trust it?
I don't trust them.
I don't either. I think they manipulate games, right?
Yeah.
Plus security on my credit card, nah, rather not.
I mean, even like, you do online shopping? Online shopping?
Yes.
Because there's a kind of like a you pay for something, you get back something. But gambling is different. You pay something, but there's no guarantee you get it. So imagine you shop online at Amazon and you say that, oh, I want this printer, and you buy it, and you wait for a chance whether it will be delivered. Like there's a possibility of not even getting a printer. Then would you shop online? You won't, right? Because there's a guarantee when you shop online. But the small probability is that it might get lost in delivery, it might get damaged. But there's a smaller chance. But gambling is almost like 50-50. So it's a different kind of trust issue you're talking about.
Like, actually, going back to what you said, like, I think that's a good point. Like, for example, when you, like, if you were to test a new online shopping service, you could always just put in a bit of money, like $20, buy something for $20, and like you said, see if you get the product and if the quality is good, all that kind of thing. The problem with betting is you could essentially follow that same
Try it out.
strategy, but the issue is, like, if they're rigging games and stuff, you don't know, like, because there's no guaranteed payoff, right? So you can put $20 in and you may have played, I don't know, 5 games and you lost all of them. You know, there's no way of knowing whether you genuinely lost this or whether you or whether they're hacking or rigging it, or so that's an issue.
And to add on, right, is there any accredited association outside, like a regulatory body that control who can operate as an online gambling website?
Yeah.
Because for Amazon, they have always accreditation, like they are accredited under this, and if you do complain and you're sending complaint, they will affect their business. But gambling is like people just put in money and
no
you
way
can
of
just
knowing.
run away with the money and that's it.
Yeah, because, like, even if they are cheating you, there's no way of knowing that you're being cheated. Like,
Because
you could chalk it up to just you having bad luck, when in fact they are
Cheating
just
money.
Another thing, when I'm purchasing something on Amazon, I can use my PayPal. Is there something like that for online gambling?
I'm
Or
assuming.
only credit card or debit?
It's probably PayPal. You can do it as well.
PayPal as well?
Yeah, because as long as PayPal is being used now, any online store or online services can be done through PayPal as long as the website sort of or the merchant sort of do that. So probably PayPal wouldn't be an issue anymore. But it's more like whether you can even trust that online betting site
Yeah.
to deal with your money,
Yeah.
because you're not buying a service, you're just buying entertainment, and if they were to fix the game, because after all it's a game, there's nothing much you can do because they have delivered the so-called service already.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's like there's this risk from
Yeah.
like both ends. You putting your money there, and then also whether you're actually getting the service you know expect. And there's no way of validating it. I think that's the biggest problem. There's no way of validating whether you're getting what you paid for. Yeah.
How about like popularity? Would that affect you? Like, if it's really highly popular, the website, like
Definitely, yeah. For me, yeah.
If it's popular because people are winning, probably it would attract me.
But then again, you know, if they're always winning, then the company's gonna go broke. And,
Yep.
so it's not that. It's just if there were a lot of people using it,
Yeah.
I would definitely feel more comfortable.
Yeah, because if there's always been this transaction of people losing, people winning as well, and they get their money, they could withdraw their money. So if there's good evidence of this, then it will just make that company more credible. But then again, if it's when you start off, nobody knows about you, then chances are you wouldn't be the first to experiment with your money, right? Because you're not buying anything, you're just putting money there to play the game. You're not sure whether it's going to happen.
But I guess that's why if you're working on an online betting system for sports and things, I guess in a way, some of these there is that risk of matches being fixed, but it's not the actual company that's doing it. You know what I mean? So people will bet on that, and if they lose and it turns out the match was fixed, they won't blame your company. So I guess maybe you don't have to consider that risk, the risk of the company itself doing the rigging. You know what I mean? But then again, a betting company can do that as well. You know, a betting company
if you're big enough, I think.
yeah, if they're big enough, they can go and approach a team or a player. But then it becomes a much bigger issue. You know what I mean? It's not just about you; it's about the sport as well. And I don't think most gamblers are thinking about that. I think they're thinking more about how the company itself can screw them.
And basically, the betting also influenced the result of the sport. You know, actually, in every soccer game, there is an odds before the game starts. It affects the players' morale. Like you are,
Everyone thinks you're gonna lose. Yeah.
your odds is actually very small to win. The odds is actually stronger for you guys to draw. Well, okay, so we are in the same strong with the opponent's team. So probably, okay, we should defend.
But don't they know that? Like,
I don't think the managers are showing it to
And
them.
actually, sometimes like talking about that, right? Is that what happened is that I cannot remember what place it was, but it's just that because there are so many bets that's saying that this team will win, but if they lose, they're given this extra cash bonus for that particular club. So it's like if they win, they get money as well. So they benefit from this whole pool of money. There's people who are betting them to win. So in that sense, online betting sort of changed the whole game itself.
Could be.
Yeah, but it could be in the other way around as well. For example, I mean, like in Brazilian and Germany example again, they know that actually the odds goes to Brazil. To win, it's the horse, right? But it created extra pressure actually for players, and they play badly. It could be it could be tricky.
Yeah, so one thing that was very important to me was support, how much support that was. And so, for example, when I picked a broker for trading, when I found out that they had like 24 hours, even though I was in Australia, they were based in America, they had 24-hour support. Like I could always chat to someone if I had a problem. That definitely influenced my decision. And also, I guess, security. So I did Google a bit, try to read about them, see how established they were, because if they are dodgy, things will pop up in forums and things.
Yeah. Reputations must influence the decisions.
And final part, ease of use. Like if it's complicated, if I log in and I just find it very difficult and I'm unsure of what I'm doing when I'm placing this money and stuff, then definitely not.
But why would you switch
Switch.
to another website? Switching.
In terms, going back to the trading thing, brokerage costs. So I guess in terms of the betting context, how much it costs to put a bet. If there was significant differences, I would switch. Once again, the service, yeah.
Isn't it the same thing if you're playing stocks in the market?
A bit, yeah, somehow.
Like, yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, I was talking about my trading.
Right.
Yeah. So I would probably apply the exact same things that I was applying to picking a trading service and a brokerage service to the betting, because they're very similar.
Probably the only factor that might influence my decision of changing sites is probably the population.
Population.
Yeah, I mean, like the more players in the sites betting,
The more player, the better.
the more player the better.
How does that affect the odds or?
The bigger the price.
Okay. Oh yeah, I guess that's a big thing. Odds. The odds. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was talking to them, why would you switch, let's say, from Ladbrokers to 360bet or to another website, you know? Why would you switch?
There isn't an incentive not to actually. Yeah, I think I've overheard what you're talking about the odds, right? Yeah. So if let's say there's a flexibility of like, or if your payoff is better for a certain odds, then yes, probably you will switch. But there isn't a so-called like a loyalty thing whereby, you know, just because I've been with Ladbrokes all the time, I'm not going to switch over to another one. It really depends on and also I think the whether the website is pretty user friendly. I think that actually helps as well, because sometimes, you know, there's certain like Ladbrokes have a lot of advertisement or things popping up, very distracting, and the whole interface is poorly presented, and you find it so hard for you to learn how to move around. Then you probably wouldn't even start off having bets online. So I think the whole interface is really important for an online user.
Especially when I was doing options and like you can do some kind of complicated option strategies and stuff. If the interface isn't easy, you're just very unsure. And all that results in is that you either just don't do the trade and then they lose money, or you just find someone who's got a simpler interface. So especially with the more complicated bets, you'd expect it to be very simple. Like you know exactly what you're doing.
It has to be a idiot-proof kind of website.
Yeah. Like if you screw it up, then you're an idiot.
But how about like when you have these ranges, you know? You said before you like having ranges, there's lots of choices, but that makes it complicated, right?
But I still feel like it all comes down to how you present it. Like even if you're explaining this stuff to someone who's never betted before, it's possible. Like it's entirely possible. It's a lot of things I think are made complicated simply because of presentation and how things are being explained.
And also, I think that this may be just like pretty secondary, but you know, like colors and everything else does affect the user itself, because certain colors makes you really frustrated, because certain colors are just angry colors. So so that actually makes it.
Yeah, so I think once again presentation. I think it's very important. Presentation can make a very simple concept very complicated. Like the other day, we were trying to book a restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, and you know the website was horrible. Like to even find how to make the booking was just so hard. You know, and a booking is not difficult, right? You just
Yes,
give
it's
your
gonna
phone-
irritate you, right?
Yeah,
It's
the worst one is when it creates this loop thing whereby when you press here, it will bring you to here, and then when you press this and you thought it's going to show you to another
Yeah,
so-called
and
menu,
that's
it
gonna
goes
lose
back
my
to
patience.
the original
That's
page. You know, like,
testing my patience.
yeah, it's like what the. Yeah. And that goes for like online buying as well. It's like if it gives you the kind of really complicated, you just don't buy. The whole user experience is gone.
Yeah.
The ease of use, right? Should be
Ease of use is like I think definitely
top
paramount.
on top.
Yeah.
So would you like to like it for it to look luxurious or like more like just down to earth
For me, when it comes to this kind of stuff,
Simplicity,
simplistic. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. When I'm dealing with money and stuff, I just want a simple interface.
Simple interface.
It doesn't have to look flashy as
Yeah.
long as I know what I'm
If
doing.
you look at one of those trends, like building a website,
Straightforward
there's some high software that helps you to build with. If you need to learn all those HTML kind of stuff to build a website, right? But nowadays they have this online kind of website builder which is called Wix.com. It's one of them. So basically you just need to pull and drag and do a lot of stuff, and you can create your own website without being a to learn how to build a website, and without knowing all those JavaScript and stuff like that. So that provides that actually creates a lot of revenue for this company, because a lot of people are using it. Even those people who do not know how to build a website are using it as well, including myself. So user friendly, and it's really for online IT stuff. It's really very important.
That's it. Nothing more to add.
Yeah, simplicity.
Maybe
Thanks,
let's
guys.
try online betting. Just kidding. I should try, so I'll learn more about it.
Yeah, we should try it.
Some of them are actually not very user friendly. Ladbrokes is really simple to use.
Which was?
Ladbrokes
That
for UK.
I only heard about it because on YouTube, sometimes before the videos,
Yeah,
ads.
Ladbrokes.
Yeah, it pops up a lot.
Yeah.
They're
And there's
very,
a dude talking, and he's got a full-on British accent.
very. He has a. I don't know. It's like they have a reputation actually that Ladbrokes. So it's like among all the online betting, Ladbrokes happen to be the strongest in marketing and advertising.
Oh yeah, like the ads seem pretty good. I saw one actually today morning. They were advertising the card, their new credit card or something. I don't know if it's new, but they were advertising credit cards.
So
So does
reputation
that
is.
matter to you, like country of origin? So let's say it's a UK broker, it's an Aussie broker, or it's from somewhere else. Does that matter for you?
It depends on what I was betting on. I think. Like if I was betting on AFL, I'd probably prefer it was Australian. But
Like it conveys trust, you know what I mean?
I think it's because Ladbrokes started off with the Premier League and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So which is why it's like people associate with it, and I think they built a reputation over time as the most credible website. People actually win money, and also because they are I think they were the pioneers during that time. So I think somehow if you have when you have a good reputation, even for people like me when I first started off betting, even though it was a one-off thing, I sort of look for which one is the most popular website, and then Ladbrokes happened to be the top for online betting.
Okay, guys. Thank you, guys.
No worries.
But anyway, what is